Good morning, everybody. At JAMF, we recognize preparing for remote learning might be a challenge as educators work to engage and connect with students and parents during this unprecedented time. We believe this is a joint effort that combines the minds of teachers, students, and parents to work together as a team. But we also recognize that each student is their own individual learner with personalized needs. I want to thank you for joining us for the top 5 tips for remote learning webinar. My name is Molly Schmidt, and I am the Product Marketing Manager for Education at JAMF.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sam Weiss, and my background at JAMF is in education, and I'm involved with our customers' practical use of JAMF and Apple technology. And I also share my home with a 5th grade teacher preparing iPad-based distance learning activities for her students.
Everyone, I'm Nate. Most recently, you'll find me working with our sales team, removing technical barriers for education customers during the sales process as a sales engineer. And joining you from my home office today with both of my elementary kids that are actually downstairs working on remote learning as we speak. So at JAMF, our mission is simple. It's helping organizations succeed with Apple. Wrapping this simple yet strategic vision into the education space, there are some other pieces tied into our vision that directly support educators and IT admins like yourself. We want to empower all students with the best learning opportunity. We want to help teachers educate with classroom tools that just work. And finally, we want student-centered learning that is active, personal, and equitable both inside and outside of the classroom with JAMF support. So this is our product portfolio. We have JAMF Now supporting our small and medium-sized businesses. JAMF School is our management solution for education, and JAMF Pro, which is our top-rated solution for Apple management used by education, businesses, and government all over the world. Alongside it now are JAMF Protect for endpoint security and JAMF Connect for identity management. Finally, at the bottom, JAMF Nation, which is our free online community with over 100,000 members.
In 2019, JAMF acquired Netherlands-based Zuludesk, doubling down on our commitment for education all over the world. Zuludesk was built by and within a school with the goal of fewer distractions, so better learning, providing tools educators can use inside and outside of the classroom, while providing tools for parents to use in the home as well. JAMF helps more than 36,000 organizations manage 16 million plus Apple devices and counting. When education organizations need the world leader in Apple management, they turn to JAMF. Today, we'd like to cover 5 top tips for empowering teachers for remote learning. We're going to cover setting expectations for teachers and students, how to facilitate discussions daily that are engaging and inspiring for students, how to promote peer-to-peer learning, how to offer active learning, and the very fun one of leveraging apps and games, which we know students all love. So let's get started. In a virtual education environment, setting expectations that are clear and fair for both teachers and students is key. Communication is essential before, during, and after class sessions. Students still require the same structure and the same material that was required when they were in the school in this remote environment. Telling them what is expected before the class, before the day, and before the week is essential to success. A set schedule for deliverables and participations weekly is really helpful in setting expectations and for students to master a virtual environment in a routine. Ensuring parental support is critical too. Parents need to be informed of the student expectations and deadlines so they can provide that home reinforcement. Assignments are certainly done in a virtual environment, but they're just as critical to learning objectives as they were in a face-to-face instructional environment.
As families adjust to working and learning out of their homes together, enforcing this schedule can be a challenge, especially when parents or guardians have their own responsibilities to remotely attend to. Fortunately, both JAMF Pro and JAMF School support the JAMF Parent app, which helps parents enforce expectations of proper device use. The ability to toggle features and apps on a schedule provides students full device access when it's needed, and a more focused experience when it's not. And for parents that are seeing these devices come home for the first time, it's really reassuring to know that there are ways to make sure that these devices are being used as tools and not distractions. And the pairing process is Bluetooth and QR code based, so there's no need for IT to manage rosters of parent information as well. Consider this example. Let's say for the first 30 minutes of the morning, parent and student have decided that it's time to focus on math. The parent or guardian can enable App Lock to focus the child into the math app of their choice for 30 minutes to keep them distraction free and able to concentrate on the subject they're working on. And at the end of the hour or half hour, the app will self-release, returning the iPad back to normal school configuration.
The new Jamf Parent watchOS app, which just launched yesterday, is available for both Jamf Pro and Jamf School. It syncs automatically with the parent iPhone, and using the intuitive interface from their wrist, parents can remotely and in real time help power focused learning. They can allow only the app categories they choose, and they can keep their child safe. Parents are able to track the student device location and set up notifications on the school app in particular. The number one concern of teaching virtually is keeping students engaged. Daily engagement is essential, as is personal communication with students. Students need to feel that high-touch presence of the teacher and also need that encouragement to keep going every day. By keeping conversation inspiring and engaging and asking the students open-ended questions to foster engagement, a connection with the student is just easier. So anytime group discussions can be facilitated, just like in the classroom, it fosters a sense of community for students who may feel disconnected in this new virtual world. Facilitating engaging conversations can be really simple when we consider the very basic essential exchanges. So we've got teacher to student, teacher to parent, and student to student. And these are all essential interpersonal communication chains that have to take place virtually, just like they did in a face-to-face setting. So let's talk about how we do this in Jamf School. Jamf School includes a collection of apps for management, including Jamf School Teacher, which is used for classroom management. Teachers can create lesson profiles, communicate directly with students, and restrict the use of all of those things on devices that we find concerning. So websites, apps, the camera, and other functions. Jamf Parent gives parents the ability to guide their children's use of apps and features on school-issued iPads. And the aim there is to keep kids focused on the educational tasks and homework. Parents can also schedule access based on the days of the week, so it saves them from constantly having to monitor usage, especially when they're in a remote workplace. The Jamf School Student app gives children the ability to install apps that are pre-approved by the school. So the app can also be used to communicate with students. It can store documents in their own personal iCloud Drive and perform other functions. Jamf School enables administrators, teachers, and students to benefit from the Jamf School apps, including Jamf School Teacher. So Jamf just released a really timely feature around immediate communication and support for students in Jamf School called Raise Hand. It allows the student to deploy a message immediately in real time to a teacher and to receive a message faster. So this works well in a new virtual environment by allowing better communication while fostering engagement and support. And both of these foster confidence in the student. So this is just one way Jamf helps in virtual learning. Let's take a look at some apps.
Beyond Jamf School Teacher, Apple provides great first-party tools for communication. iMessage and FaceTime support one-to-one as well as group communication, with all the support for rich media, emojis, and memojis that you'd expect from Apple. And schools leveraging managed Apple IDs can decide to enable this for teachers and students. and Apple provides the capability for IT to inspect these accounts if necessary. And beyond Jamf and Apple solutions, there are a variety of popular apps that provide teacher, student, and parent communication in safe and secure ways. And as always, it's important to research tools before deploying and make sure that all parties are trained and have support resources. Districts have told us that they're personally finding success with Seesaw, Class Dojo, Remind, and Google Hangouts.
Keeping students connected to the content and to other students is key. So teachers can build lessons within Jamf School with the possibility of student collaboration through FaceTime and other approved apps. As adults, we know teamwork is critical to success in the workplace. This is also true for students to build that skill. Students see it as fun to work in group projects and to have those conversations virtually, especially now when they're missing their classmates. Anytime a teacher can incorporate the asking of thoughts and opinions in an open question way, the student can open up and have more clear communication. Keeping students connected is absolutely critical.
There are a number of tools available for students to participate in digital group projects. And while we all probably saw Google Docs as the first live collaboration tool, Apple, Microsoft, and Google all have productivity suites that work great on iPad. Collaboration is now included as a standard feature on all of these ecosystems. Documents, presentations, and spreadsheets are typical tools we think about for collaboration, but Apple offers so much more than that. iMovie, Clips, and GarageBand are creation tools that students can use to create and assemble content. And a group of students could use all these tools to create animations, scripts, soundtracks, and so much more from the safety of their home and comfort of their iPad. And the prior mentioned managed Apple ID provides an ample amount of storage for all these creative projects. The Apple Teacher Program is a free badge-based learning system that gives educators the training and inspiration they need to come up with memorable projects.
Looking at technology as an experience is very beneficial. So iPads are tools for learning when coupled with apps that encourage learning and the development of skills. A look at popular culture shows us how popular coding is currently. So make sure you're incorporating timely skills and tools in your class whenever you can to keep the interest high. Lesson plans on these topics are often found online in Apple Teacher. So use a video when the parent allows as much as possible to keep everybody engaged in these topics in the classroom. We are all currently very entrenched in synchronous learning, a virtual environment that simulates the classroom as much as possible. iPads, Jamf School, and apps all give teachers the ability to offer a synchronous experience to students at home.
Some of the most useful education materials are found within apps, but students, especially younger ones, often have a hard time finding these materials. Apple makes an amazing app called Classwork that makes it easy as possible to direct students to the right place in the right app. You can browse popular apps like Tinker, Duolingo, and our friends at GeoGebra to find content that fits your curriculum. You can select a specific app activity to share with students on a handout. And when students get the handout with the activity you've chosen, they can go straight to the activity with a single tap. And it's all made possible by a new developer framework from Apple called ClassKit. Many popular educational apps are using ClassKit already, with even more on the way. But it's important to realize schoolwork goes far beyond just apps, and it also supports the distribution of PDFs, links, files, and documents. And we've seen success with schoolwork, not just in K-12 organizations, but higher ed organizations as well, that need a very mobile-friendly content management system that allows collaboration between teacher, professor, and student. And for teachers that do decide to offer some amount of virtual synchronous learning, there are ways that the Jamf Teacher app can help. The Jamf School Teacher app can restrict visible apps to a predefined list on a schedule. And this classroom management tool is unique in that it is network-based and will work perfectly for students with an internet connection at home. So let's just set the scene. Let's say a 5th grade teacher was getting ready for the first week check-in to make sure their students are adapting, as well as maintain a personal connection. Prior to the scheduled meeting time, they can ensure that all students have the proper apps installed on their devices directly from the Jamf School Teacher app. In addition, they can create a lesson in Jamf School ahead of time. And a lesson is a collection of the apps, websites, and settings required for any particular activity. When it's time for class to start, the apps not required for the activity will automatically disappear from view, leaving a device ready for the FaceTime call that they're about to begin. And with the multitasking features of iPadOS, both teacher and student can seamlessly participate in the video stream as well as the specific apps being discussed. And no two classrooms are the same. And Jamf School Teacher offers the flexibility for each educator to decide how to best implement technology and what guardrails need to put in place for success. Jamf Teacher is currently available with Jamf School and will be coming to Jamf Pro this year.
Students are natural gamers and love apps and games due to their love of technology and competition with themselves and with each other. They feel a sense of achievement when earning points and passing levels in games. Healthy competition can breed engagement and learning while promoting the engagement. Using an iPad is a great gaming platform. So let's take a look at what this involves.
There are 3 ways to think about the role that games play within your school. The first is game-based learning. And these are engaging apps that inherently provide all the educational content, but they're presented as games. And back in my day, apps like this were Oregon Trail, Math Blasters, and Mavic Beacon typing, experiences I still look back at fondly. But a new category of apps revolves around gamified education. And this is a great way to get younger students really involved in a learning management system. These types of activities add gaming elements to existing content. And students can earn points, badges, and other awards for completing tasks or engaging with content. This type of learning supports competitive learners, so keep in mind you might want to establish teams as well. And the last way to use games is as a reward. Let's admit it, playing games on the iPad is fun. And teachers or parents might want the ability to reward positive behavior, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with 15 minutes of Angry Bird to break the day up or celebrate a great effort. All good things in moderation. So there is an abundance of resources to be found in the App Store and online to support game-based learning and gamified education. But again, before listing any, I want to remind everyone that there is never an appropriate time to disregard student data privacy, and to please perform due diligence on any app or service that you put in front of your students. You can look at Apple for best recommendations and also talk to your neighboring districts, as well as anyone on the hashtag Apple Teacher Twitter thread for great recommendations. But with that out of the way, here's some great example apps to explore. The open world of Minecraft is a great space to explore STEM concepts such as chemistry, geometry, sustainability, city planning, and more. And in a virtual environment, students might really enjoy spending some time in Minecraft with their fellow students. Prodigy is a math video game that has students practice their skills in an engaging way and offers battles against not just the computer, but other similar leveled students, regardless of their capabilities. And there is almost no end to the educational content available on iPad. And if you want help aggregating the best education content that is both age and standard aligned for your district, our partners at eSpark can help out with that. Their new eSpark at Home program makes sure that nobody has to endlessly search for quality curriculum. And as I mentioned, gamified education is a growing category of apps that benefit both younger learners as well as advanced learners that help them take advantage of their desire to earn points and level up. Implementations vary depending on the goals, but Kahoot is a great example of a platform that takes the idea of a quiz or a review and gamifies it by adding points and an optional timing element. And Class Dojo, an app that we've already mentioned, also has a point system for individuals, groups, and even parents, rewarding participation. And hopefully, if we've built an environment where game-based learning and gamified education are strong, students will likely ask to spend time in these apps to further explore and overachieve. But beyond that, it's okay to have a few games, as long as expectations are set and tools like Jamf Parent and Jamf School Teacher guide when that behavior is appropriate and remove it from individual students if needed.
So let's recap. We talked with you today about setting expectations, facilitating discussions, promoting peer-to-peer interaction, how to offer active learning, and how to leverage apps and games. There's a multitude of ways to apply these tips for iPad remote learners, and hopefully these examples that we provided give you inspiration of what might be possible.
All the items discussed here today require a mobile device management solution like Jamf Pro or Jamf School. Both are capable of providing functionality for deploying all of the education-focused apps we've discussed here today, along with the Jamf Parent and Jamf School Teacher apps designed by Jamf.
Check out the jamf.com website for some amazing tools that we've developed for you to empower remote teaching and learning in this virtual environment. We've produced ebooks and posted timely blog articles for teachers and parents to help you, your schools, and students. We also offer a free trial of Jamf School.
We've highlighted many resources, both Jamf and non-Jamf, on today's webinar, but I wanted to take a moment to direct anyone on the call to explore the capabilities of Jamf Pro or Jamf School by requesting a trial today. Scanning these QR codes will bring you right to the jamf.com website to begin the process and get you started with a free trial.
So thank you for joining us today on this very, very important topic.